The Dolphins did sign edge Mathew Judon to a 1-year deal. After for a successful visit a couple days ago. Some help before the season is they're a better group of edge rushers in the NFL than Miami. Chop Robinson, Jalen Phillips, Bradley Chubb, Mathew Judon. Could a trade be coming? Now, this is a good topic, DG. And it's a good topic because the Miami Dolphins were in a position, everybody's like, oh, we need cornerback. We need more offensive line help. We need a lot, right? We add Mathew Judon, and, are we to the point where we are looking at trading a Jalen Phillips or Bradley Chubb because of this Mathew Judon move, or is this just more help for our front seven?
It could be both, to be honest. I love Jalen Phillips, but it seems like he's hanging on by a thread because all the injuries he already sustained.
You said hanging on by a thread. That's crazy, bro.
Jalen, I love you. I love you, bro. I think you got the potential to be a Hall of Famer, but I'm worried every time you go out there. Hopefully they limit your snaps, but when you do go out there, hopefully you do get production. That's what I'm hoping for with Jalen Phillips. If he stays healthy, thank the Lord. Thank the Lord. Same thing with Bradley Chubb. But maybe the regime have no faith in regards to those guys staying healthy throughout the whole year. So having a guy like Mathew Judon could definitely replace that Emmanuel Ogbah role that we gave to him last year.
Yeah.
We brought in another veteran.
Yeah. I mean, I think you're kind of spot on in terms of this. I think Mathew Judon, and Mike McDaniel has said this before, right? He said, hey, you can never have too many pass rushers, right? And that's his thing, right? He comes from San Fran. San Fran kind of does the same thing. They load up on pass rushers. So, he feels like he can never have enough of these guys. I think Jalen Phillips, not sure how healthy he is, not sure how healthy Chubb is, right? And they don't want to put too much wear and tear on these guys because they will end up breaking down, right? And we've seen it in the past. We've seen them get a lot of reps, and as a result of getting a lot of reps, they had season-ending injuries, right? So I think it's important that you keep a really good rotation of guys that you could bring in and deploy in order to spill guys, right? We saw Chubb go down in that game where the game was already over for the most part, but he was still in there getting reps, and he ended up tearing his Achilles. We can't have those situations because we don't have guys we trust to get out there and do the job. We need guys that we trust to deploy and back guys up, because that's where we win up front is by putting pressure on the quarterback. And we do have a really good group of young guys, right? I love McClendon. I love some of the other guys and what they're doing. So it's going to be interesting to see how the group rounds out, especially when it comes down to, the final cuts, because we do kind of have to figure that out in terms of our edge situation. My man got the graphic. Oh, DG going crazy out here.
I'm going crazy today.
Check us out. So we got Bradley Chubb, Chop Robinson, Quentin Bell, Cameron Good, Grayson Murphy, who's been playing solid, Muhammad Kamara, Bradley King, Jalen Phillips, and then who do we have at the bottom?
That's Chase, but I don't think he's on the team. I don't think.
Yeah, Chase isn't on the team anymore. But we're missing McClendon, and we're missing
McClendon right here with the linebackers.
Okay, so McClendon's with the linebackers, and then we got Judon as well. Who is this? Oh, that's our D. You got our D line group up there too. Oh yeah, man, who? Benito Jones, Kenneth Grant, Zach Sealer, Jordan Phillips. Matt Dickerson, Nate Farrell, Zeke Biggers, Jordan Phillips. Oh, that's the old Jordan Phillips. Out of this group, I really like. I think Jordan Phillips is gonna make the roster. I know Kenneth Grant, Zach Sealer will. Probably Benito Jones since he's been around. I think Zeke Biggers is playing well. I mean, we'll see if he makes the roster, but as far as that goes, I think we have a solid group. I think we have a solid group of edge rushers and a solid group of D tackles. I think our front seven is going to be good. I
Mhm.
think Weaver puts it together this year. We just got to figure out that cornerback situation.
Like so, as of right now, it seems like in the D tackle room, Benito Jones, Kenneth Grant, Zach Sealer, Jordan Phillips, Zeke Biggers as 5 D tackles.
Yeah.
D ends, Bradley Chubb, Chop Robinson, Quentin Bell, Kamara,
Mhm.
Judon, Grayson Murphy. That's 6 D ends. Not all those guys are gonna make it, so we're gonna have a tough decision to make. Like there's gonna be one DN that we probably do want to keep, but we're probably gonna have to let him go, and he's definitely gonna get picked up by another team.
Yeah, I figure that's the case too. I
Mhm.
think they keep. I think they find a way to keep six, and I think a couple of them will be on special teams, like
Mhm.
punt return, kickoff. Kickoff return. Maybe I think that's how a couple of these guys make the roster is by playing on some of the special teams.
But you can't do that with Cameron Good towards ACL last year.
Can't do it.
Quentin Bell, you could do that. Chop Robinson, your first round pick, you don't want to put your investment out there like that.
No,
Bradley Chubb, same thing. Hurt.
no, no.
Grayson Murphy, he tore his ACL. You don't want to put him out there. Kamara, by default, he probably the only person that you could put out there on special team. Everybody else, you really can't.
And McClendon.
McClendon, yeah, he'll play special teams for sure.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like with the edge room, it just depends on the injuries. If we can stay healthy, we're a top 10 D line in the NFL. If you can't stay healthy, our defense is not going to show that our D line is that good. I feel like our D line is going to produce this year and get a lot of sacks, but it just depends on how long guys could withstand the whole season to see how much we can get. Can we get up to that 60 range? Last year, I think the Eagles led the NFL in sacks with like 70 something, almost
Ooh.
80,
Mm.
in total. So I don't think we could do that, but if we could get to like 60, 50,
Oh,
I'm okay with our defense.
they averaging like 3, 4 sacks a game, bro. That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, so Eagles, they had that D line last year. So I think we're trying to build that.
Bro,
And our bootleg
Jalen
version.
Carter, bro. Jalen Carter's an absolute dog, bro.
Mhm.
Yeah,
But,
bro.
but we got Kenneth Grant. I feel like
He could be that too. He
he
could be
could be
that
that
too. He
too.
could be nasty like that too. I'm excited to see our front seven. I just hope they could do enough to alleviate some of this on the back end. And I think people are panicking about our corner room. I don't think it's that bad, right?
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
think when you have a guy like Minka back there, you kind of make up for some of that because he can kind of, make up for some guys not being where they're supposed to be or not being in the right spots. Um, I'm excited to see what he does. I think Minka's a big part of the Miami Dolphins' success this year in terms of like the back end and just making sure everything's tightened up.
Mhm. But like one thing, I understand. I love the fact that we're trying to make sure this secondary is okay with the D line.
Yeah.
But you still got to make sure you got the guys back there who have the capability of being a very good cornerback. Like last year, I felt like Eagles were set at cornerback, even though people are saying that their D line did help them, of course, during the Super Bowl. But you got Quinyon Mitchell, defensive rookie of the year. You got Darius Slay, veteran. You got Cooper DeJean,
Hmm.
one of the top rated safeties as a rookie. So
Yeah.
their secondary was very good last year as well. But they just had a lot of unproven guys that held it down for them on a cheap deal, and they just put all their money into their D line. But I don't think we have the young guys that we can have faith in to hold it down for the team while the D line gets all the pressure and the sacks for us.
Yeah. I mean, that's going to be interesting to see how that develops in terms of the cornerback room and if the front seven really does put pressure. If we could really generate some pressure naturally and not have to send a bunch of exotic blitzes and stuff like that, we'll be a problem.
Hmm.
And that's where we need to be. We need our defense to be top 10 this year. That's where we need to be.